Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 99 and today we are starting things off outside my ridiculously efficient bamboo farm. It's not that one, it is this one. This actually produces more bamboo than that one. I know, that is totally ridiculous, but this is the business. This seriously is the business, and I totally thought it had been broken in Minecraft 1.14.2. Let me give this a test in my redstone testing world, because earlier on I tested the same game mechanic and it broke. And I've just realised why. It's because I was using regular pistons. Now this totally still works, and it is the strangest thing. I mean... that is so bright. I don't expect this to stick around for very long. But while it does, we are of course going to make use of this exploit by powering this 148 furnace array. So you see these furnaces right here? Well, we're going to turn them into a super smelter that is going to be fueled entirely by the drops of that farm. And it is going to take 1.5 hours for all of these furnaces to get filled in with bamboo. But once we've done that, then all of these furnaces can smelt up to 15,000 items very quickly. And for those of you who haven't seen it, I would highly suggest checking out the previous episode of Hermitcraft if you want to know more about the design process, because I went into detail. We pretty much spent half the episode actually designing that thing and making it all function. But I'm actually going to build it in survival mode on the Hermitcraft server today. And it's going to be a long one. I mean, this is not a small project. It's also not going to be a cheap project. I mean, we've got a lot of powered rails, a lot of hoppers in this thing. I'm spending diamonds so fast, and I'm currently not bringing any in. I've been doing some numbering, and I think we need 14 stacks of logs. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's pretty pricey, and also 5 stacks of iron blocks, which obviously I've already got. It's expensive projects. So this is 300 hoppers placed, almost. Just making my way over to the end there, so that is that. We've got the crazy redshift effect going on, which I don't really fully understand. But then underneath here, we also need all of the hoppers, and I haven't quite worked out how I'm actually going to place those just yet. Am I going to have to scaffold them? I might actually have to make just a big scaffolding underneath. I mean, that will be useful in the future anyway. That's looking rather lovely, if I do say so myself. So now we have to create the dropper system. So every 20 furnaces that we have in this system is going to have a dropper, which is going to send the items out into a water stream, which will then take those items over to there, probably somewhere over here. And that's it, job done as well. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those automatic dropper systems that are going to be shooting out our items. And I mean, I did some maths, I think the other day. I seem to remember I did some maths on this. I think we're at the theoretical maximum speed of the hoppers almost, because we've got 20 hoppers for every single dropper. If we had more hoppers per dropper, then the items would begin to back up. But I think with the system that I've got, we should be okay, although I can't remember what the maths was, so I'm just gonna have to have faith on that one. But anyway, now it is time for the water stream, which, as I say, is going to run flush with these droppers right here. So let's gather up a few bits and bobs. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I absolutely love having an area like this on the Hermitcraft server where I don't have to care about how anything looks. Like, as much as I love building a really beautiful base and being very conscious of the style of things, just being able to just do this is great. Like, this is awful looking, but in a way it kind of ended up looking cool because of how just industrial and functional it is. And on the topic of functional, this water stream is now functional. It's in place, it's looking good, all is well. So I think the next thing that I need to do is this side. So we have a kind of a weird water stream on this side because the items actually run alongside here. So they'll be on a water stream that's here. We're then going to have glass panes above these hoppers. And what the items will do is they'll scoot along this kind of border so that they can just go along like that. And as soon as they reach an available hopper, they'll drop straight down into it. Boom. There we go. Things are taking shape. In fact, that is, so we have now done, we've done the output, we have done the coal input as well, or not the coal input, the bamboo input, so that's all completed. Now all we have to do is we have to do the general item input. So this is the minecart lines and all that sort of thing that's going to be going in on the top. But you know what? I'm tired. This has been a long day, okay? It's really late right now. I need to get to bed, so I'll see you tomorrow morning. Right, I am back, well rested, and buying gold again. We need a ton of powered rails for this, so that is 2 stacks. We're probably going to need about 4 stacks. So now we definitely have enough to cover this entire area, and as I say, we need to create a loop. So I need to have powered rails going across the top of all of these hoppers. That's going to be dropping all of the items into the hoppers, which is going to drop them into the furnaces. But then we also need to bring the minecarts back around along this edge right here, and then they'll be stored in a chamber at that end. And this chamber is going to go in here. So this is going to be like our magazine of minecarts. So we're going to have a bunch of minecarts all stacked up on top of one another over the top of this powered rail, and then this powered rail is going to run back down, and that's going to create the part of our loop. Oh, is this... No, this isn't too tall. No, it's not, because the way that the perimeter of the witch farm works is it kind of works in a circle, a sphere around that as the center point. So, and it starts from that bottom area there, so it kind of goes up like this. So we're fine. I suddenly panicked that we were destroying the rates of our witch farm. You know, if there's one thing that I've noticed in Minecraft 1.14, it's that I don't have troubles with taking off with the Elytra anymore. Do you remember how bad it used to be? Well, look at this. Now, I know I'm the only person online, but I was online with 6 people last night, and it was the same. How crazy is that? And also, how crazy is this? I mean, look at this thing, and look at this guy as well. Get out of here. Oh my goodness. What on earth? Where have these guys all come from? Seriously, what on earth is going on? Wow. Redstone-wise, this is all pretty simple. So this is going to be the little minecart loader. So we're going to load up our hopper minecarts right here. So we need something like this. And then something that's going to stop the minecart, so I guess an end rod tends to be pretty good. And then all we need is our chest on top, and this is actually the input chest that we use to fill in all of the items. So the minecart comes up like this, it then goes through that block due to this little kind of glitch thing. It gets stuck here, it unloads all of the items from this chest, whilst also running a comparator signal out. Once it's got enough items to fill in all of these furnaces, this will then move out of the way and it will be sent off, and it will fill in all of the furnaces with 1 item for every furnace. Oh yeah, we then also run the output from this out into this little area right here. So we're going to have a little bit of redstone on the top, and then a redstone torch on the side, and that is going to be dealing with the minecart dispensing. I guess it's not really minecart dispensing because we're not dispensing them, but this is where our minecarts will be stored. So this setup here will cause this piston to retract and re-extend quickly, allowing 1 hopper minecart to drop through and go through into the system. So every single time we get a hopper minecart that fills up, the new one will come in, that will fill up, and that will kind of continue through all the way. Immediately after recording this clip, my new desk arrived, and I had to change around my entire setup, so if things sound a little bit different, then that's why. Alright, where was I? Sorry, it's been a couple hours. So we've got pretty much the entire system in place. I mean, this is now all working. All we have to do is we need to run a signal out from that last comparator into our ridiculous bamboo farm, so that this bamboo farm will automatically start producing bamboo when this thing starts running low on bamboo. So that's all good, we can do that. And then we also need to run the output from the bamboo farm up into the input of the bamboo for the super smelter. So there's still, yeah, there's a handful of difficult jobs. Can I just say, ever since starting my YouTube channel, I've always had my microphone to the left-hand side of me. It's always come over from the left, and it's been on my left-hand side. But with this new setup and this new desk, I can only have the microphone on the right-hand side, and it feels alarming. It feels very weird. It feels like I'm not recording things properly. I don't really know where to put my face. For some reason, it's completely messing with me. But the desk does look cool though, so fashion over function. I have never held shift so hard in my life. I'm hoping that I should be able to remove this, and if you're wondering why I'm using ice, it's not because it works better against lava, it's because it's the only block that I have in my inventory right now. Have we done it? I think we've done it. Right, now that all of the lava is gone, I've been able to create this tube which is going to be sending up our bamboo. So that's going to go up like this, and then it's going to flow across straight there into that chest, and then that's going to push it along this hopper line right here, and all of the bamboo will drop into the furnaces. Am I repeating myself? I definitely feel like I'm repeating myself there. I am kind of scared here, but then again, this is the really simple part. Okay, the easy part is activating this system and watching the bamboo cross. It is so frame ratey. Okay, so the bamboo is going up, and it is going up through that area. Wow, it really... I wonder if this has been transferred to the other members of the Hermitcraft server. I mean, there's a few people online. I do feel like Grian would mention or ask if I've activated anything silly. But you can see now... Okay, there it is. So that is really... That's flying in. Okay, so that is now filled. And wow, you can really see now how fast this thing is. Considering that is such a tiny little farm, look at that! Now, obviously, it has to fill in this entire thing. So all of these furnaces need to be filled in, which is going to take, I think by my calculations, about an hour and a half. But I guess I can just leave this thing running, and while I'm working on the rest of the farm, it will gradually make its way to the end, and then we'll hook up the redstone line at the end to automatically switch off the bamboo farm once it's all fully filled. I'm repeating myself again, aren't I? 16 frames a second we get when we're looking at this thing. Look at the discrepancy. See, look, goes up to around about near on 200 frames a second. Everything moves quite smoothly, everything feels lovely, and then I just turn around. Just the act of spinning 180 degrees draws me down to 16 frames a second. Hilarious. But it is pretty satisfying to watch, isn't it? Anyway, we've got the line going across there. Now I just need to connect up this line to that line. Right there. And I think the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to use a sticky pistol with slime blocks. I was trying to think of ways in which I could snake it around and make it look good, but to be honest with you, that seems like the most simple one. That's done. That's all connected. I mean, what else needs doing? I don't think there's actually that much left for me to do. This looks so wild. Oh, that looks so cool. I mean, I guess, okay, yeah, I've thought of something. Obviously, we need all the hopper minecarts, and we need to create the chamber for those. But that is literally a glass tube, and then a bunch of iron. So, all the expensive stuff again. These are stacked up. So, every single one of these can transport 2 stacks and 20 items. And we have got 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that is 40 stacks and then some, maybe 50 stacks, so almost a full double chest. In fact, that's almost the perfect number of minecarts. By accident, I've managed to do that. And the reason that we can only have 1 double chest of items being put in at a time is because the items get taken out of that double chest so fast by the hopper minecarts that there really isn't much point in having more than 1, because they won't make their way into the actual takeout chest in time. The hoppers just aren't fast enough, so we just have to have it all be in 1 chest. I don't know if that explained that any better. One thing that we haven't got yet, though, is the storage system. That's something that I totally forgot about. All of our items would have just shot off the end of this water stream here and ended up down at the bottom, which isn't particularly good. So we need to have some form of output chest, and that's a little bit more complicated because the items are going to be coming out of this thing way faster than hoppers can handle. So we're going to have multiple output chests that kind of stagger the load, which sounds a lot more complicated than it is. Those are a bunch of big words for essentially chests and hoppers next to one another with water on the top. Okay, so this is our super smelter done. It is all finished. Now we just have to wait for our bamboo to make its way into all of the furnaces. How is progress coming along there? Okay, we are probably about halfway. In fact, a little over halfway. So I'm just going to chill out for a little while, and then once this redstone line switches off, then we can actually give it a go. And by switches off, I mean switches on. Okay, I've just come back onto the server to see that there is a massive pile of bamboo, so that maybe means that... Oh, should this... Yep, that's... Oh, it is crazy how fast this thing is, but hopefully that toggling should stop the constant flow of bamboo shortly. Any second now, is it gonna stop? Please make it stop. Good. Okay, so our super smelter is now fully filled in. Apparently there's a slab that fell into there, but outside of that, I think we are golden. But it's very lucky that I actually checked that furnace, because that's made me realise that I have never checked these furnaces, and I probably should. Okay, with all of those cleared, it is now time to do the first test of our gigantic super smelter system. And I gotta say, I'm terrified for it. I'm very, very nervous. I'm kind of putting it off at this point in time. I really don't want to see if this thing works, because I will cry if it doesn't. Right, what do we reckon? 10 stacks, good way to first start? 10 stacks of sand. Okay. Let's just do it. I'm so scared right now. Okay, so that's filling in. And it should get to 64 and... Ah. Okay, so it looks like I haven't quite... What's happened there? How many of these furnaces are activating? All of them? Apart from the last few. Okay. Oh, there's one or two. Like, for example, why is that one missed? I'll have to take a closer look at that one, because I imagine something's just got stuck in it. Anyway, I want to see how fast these items are coming in. I mean, they've got to be coming in pretty quick. That is a decent quantity of glass flowing into the system right there. That is not bad in the slightest, is it? Check that out. I mean, that is quite something. And that's not even at full efficiency. All I need to do is change the number of items in the hopper. That's not a big deal. But there we go. Is that really all 10 stacks? That didn't seem like it did 10 stacks. But then again, I mean, I guess, yeah, this hopper's now filled. Oh my word. You've got to be joking me. I mean, there it is. I did actually, I threw some, I accidentally activated it earlier on, so there might be a few extras in there. But no, there it is. I mean, it did 10 stacks, it did 10 stacks in under 2 minutes. In under 2 minutes, it has just done 10 stacks of glass. Alright, let's fix this thing up, and let's do a full test with like a full shulker box's worth. I don't actually have enough sand to do it. I mean, where... I'm gonna have to go out and mine some sand, oh, thank goodness for that. Maybe not so much thank goodness for that. I wonder if that's the bamboo farm causing me issues. Anyway, despite my slightly shaky connection to the server, I think it's worth giving this thing a test. So I've got my stopwatch open. If we dump in all of these items, stopwatch is now running. Let's see how long it takes for this thing to do a full inventory's worth. Okay, there we go. It is off. It has been sent off. Now, the first minecart, for some reason, tends to get a few more items than all the other ones. Don't really know what that's all about. But after that, it will get 64 and 20. So all of these will now be fully activated. Look at this. Every single furnace. Every single furnace. And look, there goes the glass. Oh my word, it is such an awesome thing to watch. It is so cool to watch. Oh, what a silly thing. And look how perfectly timed it is as well. Did you see that? So look, just as it's about to go down, almost totally smelted, the next minecart will come along, and boom. It will refill it. So your furnace is always smelting an item. That's the idea of these things. Anyway, we're 1 minute and 10 seconds in so far. And I've just checked, that minecart hopper there was empty. So that means that, yep, I was correct. And, oh, actually, I think that might have been the last items. So this right here is going to be the last piece of sand that is smelted by the system. There we go. So that is the last batch of droppings. And we should see that all of the glass will stop now. And there it was. 2 minutes and 35 seconds to do a full inventory of sand. 2 minutes and 35 seconds to do a full inventory of sand. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I literally don't know what to say. So here it is. There it is. Now you may be wondering where that last 16 is. The last 16 is in the minecart hopper at the front. So a batch won't be sent off unless it's going to fill in all of the furnaces, because otherwise it's just a waste. It's not quite as efficient. With that being said, if you do want to do that, if you want to do the slightly inefficient thing, which is to send off a batch of 16 and only activate 16 of the furnaces, then you can do that manually with this button right here. But otherwise, when you put more items into smelt, this 16 will be sent off with the next batch there. Wow, okay, so that is project massive success, huge success with the super duper super smelter, I think is the only way that we can possibly describe this thing. This is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. I'm chuffed to bits with this. Thank you ever so much for all of the kind words and comments. I'm glad that you've been enjoying these furnace-based episodes. And anyway, I really do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. I don't even know what to do for an outro anymore. Maybe an armpit fart? Can I still do those? Yeah.